Our report proposal aims to examine the customer service for the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum in Kansas City, Missouri. The training intends to provide outlines and procedures of training with the understanding of its developing notion, multiple uses, and the project outcomes. We took into consideration that the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum has thousands of visitors annually in Kansas City, Missouri's historic 18 and Vine district, the hub of African American cultural activity in Kansas City. Since the museum is a privately funded and not-for-profit, we understand that the organization is dedicated to preserve and celebrate the rich history of African American baseball and its profound impact on American social advancement. We would like to congratulate the museum for the recognition from the United States Congress to become America's National Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and the Gold American Award for non-profit organizations from the American Business Award. Today, the museum is a destination point for baseball lovers everywhere. With each passing year, fewer and fewer patrons have connection to the players from the Negro League. Therefore, this proposal is looking into the needs of the museum towards attracting the next generation of baseball fans and the request for a unique training program for the museum employees and volunteers. Our training for you will focus on the museum director have mandated to specifically include practices to engage the customer more personally and intentionally. Additionally, we find out that the museum needs to improve the existing educational program to help guarantee the future of customer service practice. We know that at the beginning of the project the required amount of planning and work can seem overwhelming, but we can guarantee that if you select our proposal, we will handle every single detail of the training by dividing into sections and take steps in the right order and direction for the success of the project. Consequently, we plan to divide the project management efforts into 5 stages to help the structure of the initiative and simplify it into a series of logical measurable steps. These stages are project initialization, where we will cover the business case document and feasibility study. Then we have the project planning, project execution, project monitoring and control, and finally we will do the project results that conclude using one-on-one interviews, surveys, and job shadowing and observations.
In order to best meet the needs of the Negro League Baseball Museum, the team decided to utilize the instructional design model of rapid prototyping. The benefit of rapid prototyping for the Negro League Baseball Museum is that there are multiple parties who will be utilizing this training, whether it is paid staff of the museum or volunteer staff. And rapid prototyping allows us to go back, evaluate, make adjustments to the training module as needed. The training will be two-pronged. It will be both a face-to-face training as well as an e-learning training option as well. Face-to-face training, amongst other things, will rely heavily on simulations in order to allow the museum staff as well as volunteers to practice their different customer service techniques in real time. One of the biggest requests from the Negro League Baseball Museum was that in addition to the customer service training, there was also a historical aspect in training as well. As you can see here in the app design, this is a basic layout of what the e-learning platform will look like for the Negro League Baseball Museum. This app will be their very own training app. It can be updated, changed, and utilized in a variety of ways over the course of future years in order to best meet the changing needs of the Negro League Baseball Museum staff as well as volunteer staff. Things our team felt strongly about was the use of effective evaluation of both the training modules as well as those strategies that were being taught through the training modules. There are a variety of ways that we plan to evaluate, but in order to truly come full circle on rapid prototyping, if we ignore the data that is collected in these exams, rubrics, observations, formative and summative evaluations, we will never come to full circle with the Negro League Baseball Museum's project. That's why it's imperative that the project manager as well as the two instructional designers for the project worked hand in hand to take the data, go back, recreate trainings, and make adjustments as needed. to move forward.
We have an excellent staff that will partner with the NLBM staff and volunteers. For this project, there will be a project manager who will be the central point of contact. All questions and change requests should be directed to the project manager for action. Reporting to the project manager are 2 instructional designers and a web developer. The web developer will construct all e-learning web interfaces. The instructional designers will be responsible for all aspects of the project lifecycle, from analysis to implementation and in between. This project is divided up into 4 phases: analysis, design, development, and implementation. Requirements will be gathered and the scope of the project will be established in the analysis phase. The instructional designers will design all components of the training and education materials in the design phase. Development will then begin, including the web-based e-learning. Focus group feedback and evaluation of the training materials will also be in this development phase. The final phase, implementation, will complete the project with the rollout of all training and education artifacts. As you can see, the project budget is broken down by phases as well. Each phase is further broken down to areas of focus and the responsible roles for that task. Finally, there's a project summary showing the totals of each phase and a project grand total. We feel this is a very competitive bid for the quality of work we deliver. To conclude this presentation, I would like to point out that the first experience that a visitor has with the Negro League Baseball Museum will most likely be with a staff or volunteer member. An improved training and education program can enable the museum associate to provide the positive educational experience that will captivate the visitor. Please allow us to leverage our instructional design experts to build an education system that will inspire your staff and volunteers. For Team Gryffindor B, thank you for your consideration.